What if I told you that one single decision has completely redrawn the global energy map? What if I told you that a country of 1.4 billion people just made a move so powerful, so unexpected, so economically and geopolitically explosive, that Washington, D.C. is scrambling for answers right now? Because India, the world's fastest growing major economy, just ditched American crude oil. Not reduced, not discounted, but ditched it outright. And instead, India has turned strongly toward East Africa and the Middle East, setting up what experts are calling the new energy triangle of the global south. A shift that strengthens Africa, empowers the Middle East, weakens America's energy influence, and confirms what we have been saying here on Eazicho Africa. The 21st century belongs to the global south. Get ready, because today's story is not just about oil. It's about power, alliances, and the future of global trade. This is one of the biggest geopolitical shockwaves of the decade, and most people still don't understand why it happened. Let's break it down. For years, the United States assumed something: that India, its strategic partner, would always remain a major buyer of American crude. After all, Washington believed India needed cheap oil, stable supply lines, and Western financial systems to survive. But India has changed. Today, India is no longer the passive buyer. India is now a global power with choices. Here are the 5 biggest reasons India walked away from America's oil. After sanctions, price caps, and political drama, American oil markets became unpredictable. India hates unpredictability. It needs stable, long-term, politically neutral supply. America simply could not guarantee that anymore. Washington wanted India to reduce purchases from Russia, follow American sanctions, align with U.S. geopolitical demands, avoid trading with non-Western friendly nations. India said no. New Delhi refuses to let America dictate its foreign policy. And this oil decision is proof. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Iraq, and Qatar offered long-term deals, discounted barrels, priority shipping, direct government-to-government contracts. These countries know India is the new global energy king, so they treat it like one. This is a shocker. Countries like Tanzania, Uganda, Mozambique, Kenya, South Sudan, Somalia, offshore basin, have become emerging energy suppliers. East Africa now offers lower shipping distances, lower costs, faster contracts, fewer political complications, access to new oil blocks. India sees this as the future. No more dependency on one superpower. No more reliance on Western oil markets. India wants Africa, Middle East, ASEAN, Eurasia, Latin America to all connect. And the first major breakaway from Western oil control is happening right now. A few years ago, East Africa was seen by global powers as a secondary region for energy. Not anymore. India saw opportunity where America saw none. And now, India is locking in multi-billion-dollar oil, gas, and energy partnerships with East African countries. Let's break down how this happened. Tanzania's offshore reserves are massive. India's ONGC and private Indian oil companies are already investing. Tanzania is becoming India's oil hub, LNG partner, supply base for the Indian Ocean region, energy processing center. India and Tanzania are building an energy bridge that America cannot match. Uganda's Lake Albert oil fields are some of the richest in East Africa. India is investing in the pipeline, supporting transportation infrastructure, negotiating future supply deals. Uganda sees India as a true partner, not a country that lectures it. Kenya just unlocked new oil opportunities, and India is already buying test cargoes and negotiating long-term supply. India wants Kenya to become its East African refinery partner, coastal export terminal, regional logistics hub. America lost interest. India stepped in. Mozambique is the powerhouse of East African natural gas. India's companies hold major stakes in the LNG fields. This relationship gives India gas security, energy diversification, long-term stability, something America could not provide. India is mapping reserves, training African engineers, offering technology, preparing for future partnerships. India's strategy is simple: build Africa from the ground up. Don't extract, invest. This is why East Africa trusts India more than America. With America out of the picture, a powerful triangle has formed: India plus East Africa plus Middle East. And this new energy alliance changes everything. Here's why. India wants oil supply that is cheaper, faster, closer. East Africa and the Middle East provide exactly that. America is simply too far. Africa doesn't threaten India. India doesn't threaten Africa. The Middle East respects India. Compare that with America's history of sanctions, threats, political pressure, interference. Africa and the Middle East prefer the non-interference model of India. America rarely offers 20 to 25-year energy agreements. The Middle East and Africa do. Long contracts equals stability equals India's favorite strategy. This is the big difference. America buys. America extracts. India invests. India builds. India is building in Africa. Refineries, pipelines, energy storage, ports, rail networks, power plants. America doesn't do this. Asia does. And Africa knows it. When India walked away from American oil, Washington saw three major problems. India imported billions of dollars worth of oil annually. That revenue is now gone. India's message was clear. We will not follow American sanctions, American foreign policy, or American pressure. This is a massive geopolitical blow. America sees India rising, Africa rising, Middle East rising. And it's scary because for the first time in decades, America is no longer the center of the global energy system. India is moving toward an independent world order. Africa wins big in this new energy relationship. Here's how. India's demand is huge. Africa earns billions more. India doesn't just buy oil. It builds industries. African nations receive infrastructure, technology, employment, refining capacity, ports and logistics, training programs. America never offered this long-term partnership. Africa plus India plus Middle East now form a growing economic bloc that can rival America, Europe, China in some sectors. The world is changing, and Africa finally has leverage. For decades, African oil was ignored. Now, it's becoming critical. India needs Africa. The Middle East supports Africa. This is historic. India's message to the world is simple. We will choose what benefits India. Not America, not Europe, not anyone else. India now controls global refinery markets, global oil price shifts, energy routes, geopolitical alliances, strategic partnerships across Africa. India is rewriting global diplomacy through energy. And this shift away from America gave India even more power. Here is what experts believe will happen next. Whoever supplies India will gain money, influence, long-term contracts. Africa knows this. The Middle East knows this. America didn't understand it. With Indian investment, East African countries can build refineries, expand pipelines, create energy export corridors, power their own industrial revolution. Africa will no longer be dependent on Western buyers. Shared interests create long-term bonds. This triangle will dominate oil, gas, renewable energy, maritime trade. The Indian Ocean is becoming the new energy heart of the world. Because its oil is expensive, its politics change too fast, its foreign policy is unpredictable, it uses threats and sanctions, it ignores Africa unless it needs something. The world is moving on. The world just witnessed a seismic shift. India, the world's most populous nation, the fastest growing economy, the backbone of the global South, has ditched American oil and chosen East Africa and the Middle East. This is more than economics, more than politics, more than trade. It is a signal that the era of American dominance is fading, a signal that Africa is rising, a signal that India refuses to be controlled, and a signal that the world's center of gravity is shifting from west to east, from north to south, from Washington to Dar es Salaam, Abu Dhabi, Delhi, Nairobi, and Maputo. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a new global order, a world built on cooperation, respect, mutual growth, and true partnership. And here at Eazicho Africa, we will continue to follow every step of this transformation.